Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to Hearthstone. My name is Rooster and we are playing Reno Rogue today. So the main cause of me trying this deck out, finally by the way, is that I opened a Shadowcaster just yesterday, and I think it's kind of an essential part in at least this version of the deck, since it seems to be a rather synergy-focused kind of Reno Rogue deck. So I didn't really want to try out the deck without adding in a Shadowcaster first. But I also really didn't feel the need to craft a Shadowcaster specifically for that purpose, just because, well, there's plenty of other rogue decks to try. And the deck didn't really seem to be doing all that well on ladder, but it's good to try out, and it definitely has some very interesting interactions that I would like to check out. I don't think keeping the Tauren is going to be a move that's too valuable here. Do we keep the preparation though? I think that's a good one, yeah. We may not have an immediate use for it, but when combined with a sprint, for example, that should be pretty good. Perhaps a fan of knives of some kind. I don't hate either of those. Let's see what kind of shaman we are up against. So, assuming we can find some control matches, we should have some pretty interesting games today. And at least the shaman does not have an incredibly aggressive start, so that's also good for us. Might be... oh, I was expecting a totem golem perhaps, but this might just be a feral... oh, that's brave. Wow. He really needs to cycle, I guess. But I'm perfectly happy just taking this one down. Yes. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. And we can even Tomb Pillager next turn, depending on what he plays, of course. But coining out a Mana Tide against a minion and a ping ability? Yeah, he seems kind of desperate there. Might be a Control a Shaman deck, actually. Because I don't see any other Shaman kind of Shaman deck not having anything better to do with 3 mana. So kind of expecting that, yeah. Let's keep that in mind.
Thank you.
And thus probably that means we don't want to overextend too much. Do we Shadowcaster? I don't think we Shadowcaster any of these. I don't think it's important enough. No, I don't think it's important enough. So this video might be going up a bit later than usual, so yeah. Sorry about that. I've been having a rough day today, and the backlog wasn't stretching long enough for me to prepare something ahead of time. Tomorrow's video might also be a little bit later than usual, just because I have to. Well, there's other stuff to do basically. What is this shaman doing? Is this a control? This has to be a control shaman, right? I can't imagine any other situation in which, well, no, I can't really imagine any other situation in which there's nothing better to do. So we can exchange the prep and the sprint for 4 other cards. That means we're not overdrawing still, so I guess that's pretty good. Let's do that. And see what we get, of course. An excellent opportunity to make use of that, I think, especially since my opponent doesn't seem to be doing anything. So might as well just draw some cards, evening up the score a little bit. But we do still have the board advantage here. Although I suppose if he kills both, then he's burning a card. Should I have kept that in mind? I don't think so. If he really wants to burn a board wipe here, then that's probably okay with me. Let's see, and let's try to actually play 2 cards this turn. What would that mean? That would mean backstabbing something. Or... actually, I can invest the Tauren and it's still not awful. Or I backstab this, or perhaps I just trade in a coin here. Ah, that seems pretty bad. That actually seems pretty bad. We can draw a random card though. And then perhaps... no, that also doesn't work. I can backstab it first. Well, I think I gotta get this backstab out of my hand. It's not really doing anything right here. And it does allow us to... oh, hello. I'm actually a little worried about overdrawing, which might turn out pretty terrible for us. Let's see. We can Cairn here, or yeah, I suppose Cairn is fine. Still, are we overdrawing? I'm not sure. No, we're not. No, we're not. We did cash in one of them, and we played an actual card, so that's okay. Mostly because overdrawing A might reveal to our opponent what we're up to, and B, there are actually some essential cards in this deck that I would hate to lose, so yeah. Okay, getting one hex out of the way, that's probably fine. I don't mind losing the Cairn here too much. Getting a 1-mana Sylvanas is quite valuable, so... I would like... oh, there's no way for us to play both of those in one turn, right? Guess we'll have to bait out the second hex one way or another at some point. I don't hate playing the taunt here, and that means we can hero power down the 1/1 totem, sure. And just dealing some relevant damage here. Kind of forces a board clear. I'm kind of expecting half and half to see a Hellathiel. Although that combined with Elemental Destruction is not happening in this turn, so... Tomb Pillager has been doing some work so far.
I wonder...
Actually kind of dangerous. So we have 7, we have 4 and 2, we have 13, 4... We have lethal next turn, I believe. Yes, we definitely should. So there's the destruction, okay. Gives us a coin, but that's okay. And we still have a slime, unlocks the mana crystals, and probably hero powers in that case. So we're definitely up against the control shaman in that case. That's not a good totem for him. Alright. So let's build a board again. I think I like that.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Oh, I'm not sure why I did it that way, but sure. Perhaps preserving? No, there was no excuse. I just missed 1 damage there. The 1 phase damage is not gonna matter, although I suppose he might be running a combo deck with something like Leroy, Rockbiter, Wind Fury. I should keep track, actually. Leroy plus double Rockbiter would mean 12, that would mean 24 damage. Perhaps Leroy Wind Fury... I don't know. Leroy Wind Fury... Faceless? It would require some kind of Emperor combo, so I'm feeling kind of safe so far. We could play Sylvanas here and hope to steal the Ragnaros. Is that greedy? Or can we kill him this turn? We have 4, we have... we don't have the SI7 anymore, so I don't think that's gonna work. No. No, we don't. So how about Sylvanas? Oh, we can steal the rag, actually. Wait, is that lethal? If we steal the rag... We can't deal the last... Yes, we can deal the last point of damage, so that is actually lethal. Let me see if I'm doing this correctly. Oh wait, I didn't even need to coin.
Give that minion a turn to get ready.
Yes, that actually does work. Okay, well, that's cute. That's cute. Oh, I do have to press the button here. Alright, well, that was cute. I didn't expect it to end that way, but I guess we can make it work. Alright, oh, we're still on the win streak even. Well, that should secure our rank 5 finish, at least. That's usually my my goal for whatever month is the current month. So that's nice to have that out of the way. Then we can start trying wonkier decks, such as the one we're playing actually. But I'm not incredibly worried right now. Getting rank 5 usually just requires a semi-competent deck and a couple hours perhaps. But it's nowhere near near the effort required to make Legend, for example. Which is something I've toyed with but never really gotten to. Alright, so against the warrior, what kind of warrior? Well, probably tempo. Tempo warrior is the usual suspect on the ladder right now. Although aggro warriors might also be a thing. We'll know when we see an Azoth first mate, I guess. Or perhaps... what else? Perhaps what else? What else could a warrior be thinking about? Well, perhaps a Finley, if it's a patron warrior. Or perhaps an aggro warrior also. Okay. So expecting patrons or... yeah, either patrons or... what am I saying? Aggro. So probably coining out a 2-drop is going to be the right call here. The funnel cake and the dagger will trade for the Finley, so that's okay. And let's see what comes out here. I'm a little curious. We don't have a lot of healing in this deck. You might consider including a throw. No, not a Throwmar Farseer, an Earthen Ring Farseer. Just to give a little bit of more security against some decks. Okay, an aggressive warrior it is. I guess we're trading for the fairy dragon then. Oh, a dragon warrior, of course. That's the thing. Okay, we can make it work. Am I expecting... oh, that's a card. That is most certainly a card. Thinking of the Doomsayer, but we could possibly wait... we can wait one turn before dropping the Doomsayer, I think. And we don't really have a way to capitalize next turn, which is my main problem with using the Doomsayer here. Could also... we could consider using... no, we can't Eviscerate this turn, so if we don't Doomsayer, then our turn is actually quite terrible right now. So, I'll make him use an Execute here. That's perfectly fine. Or perhaps some other resources. If he Whirlwinds, then that deals 1 damage, 2 damage, and 5, so a Whirlwind would work, but... that would... no, I don't think... Patron... oh, you could use a Ghoul. A Ghoul works. Yeah. So maybe I shouldn't have... no, if he uses the Ghoul here, then that saves a lot of face damage, and I can still Eviscerate... I cannot Eviscerate that thing, because I have nothing to combo with. Maybe I should have waited until the turn after. I guess that also works. Yeah. There's just too many ways to get rid of it right now. Yeah, so I should have waited until next turn so I could drop Doomsayer and then Eviscerate this thing. That would have been the right play, I think. So here, well, we can drop a Van Cleef. That's not horrible. The preparation is actually a pretty good top deck. Like it. I like it.
The Brotherhood shall prevail.
And we'll also see how he chooses to deal with this, because if he doesn't use the weapon here, then we have Harrison Jones for next turn, which should be pretty nice. Should be, yeah, I would really like him to not use his weapon here, but we'll see whether that's gonna happen. Oh. Is the weapon going face then? That's a curious thing. I don't think so. No. That was not gonna happen.
That belongs in a museum.
So that's pretty good for us. And do we want to hit the Finley twice? It's probably going to hit into that thing anyway, right? Maybe we should consider the possibility of him running Harrison. I've briefly considered that. Maybe I actually should. No, I want to keep the weapon in case of Squidface. Squidface might be a thing that we're dropping soonish. So, oh, going aggressive, are we? That's really aggressive, sir. Okay, well, I will admit to be a little worried here. Let's see. What would be the best way to deal with all of this? We can't really deal with that unless we assassinate it. I guess we might. That's really slow though. That is really slow. I don't like that at all. So we do this. Do we just drop the Cairn? That seems really slow still. He hits us for 8. Well, we better get a Reno pretty soon or we're dead. If we assassinate, we're taking 4. I think I can assassinate here. Although it seems awfully slow, which I don't like. That's very aggressive. A little unfortunate. At least he's trading. I guess it's kind of logical. I'm not used to these Dragon Warrior decks yet. Seems like not a very good matchup right now. Although I have been wrong about stuff like this before. I think we're dead next turn. Not much we can do about that. Kind of unfortunate. That's not looking good. He probably has some burst in hand. Well, yeah, that's very aggressive, and I don't have the right answers here. Really unfortunate. Could have used the backstab or something. Yeah, that's the thing about Reno decks, I guess. You're losing a lot of consistency by dropping down to singletons. I guess if we made the Doomsayer work, made him commit some more resources into the Doomsayer, that would have been good for us. Yeah, if we could have done a turn 4 Doomsayer Eviscerate, that would have been a lot better for us. Should think about that a little better.
Watch your back.
Alright, so what do we have here? Against the Shaman, what do we keep? Definitely SI7. I don't think I want Fan of Knives against the Shaman. And Infested Tauren also doesn't look great. So let's just keep both of the 3s. We can coin SI and then drop Bran next turn. Backstab is a good one to have. Let's see how we do here. I think it's going to be pass, just because I really want to coin next turn. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Although that is an annoying thing for us to deal with. I suppose we can backstab it next turn, but that's really ugly. Maybe the Bran is really greedy in this deck, by the way. I'm actually not sure about its inclusion. I was like, oh, all these juicy fancy combos, but that might have just been a bit too greedy. This I don't mind though. Kind of don't like using a coin here, but sure. Does allow us to somewhat grab the board. If he flame tongues, then that's still fine for us. So yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And I don't mind dropping Bran. Of course, will depend somewhat on what our opponent does here. The huge toad is actually curious. It didn't really occur to me, but that seems like an odd inclusion. Well, there's no way for us to easily deal with that. So I guess we just dagger up, and then Tomb Pillager next turn. If we Bran, then he likely just trades into it, and that doesn't end particularly well. So let's just dagger and see where it goes from here. A Flint Tongue still lets him trade the 1-1, but then we get to eviscerate the thing at a later point, so that's probably fine. Keeping the Harrison's going to be important, I think. Well, yeah. Keeping Harrison will be important. Feral Spirits are a little awkward. But at least we can eviscerate, well, if we get a combo, then we can eviscerate, I guess.
Hey.
We'll take a little bit of damage. Not ideal, I'm afraid, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. At least we've got the Reno in 2 turns, so I'm hoping to Brand Bone Spirit into Eviscerate next turn, Rockbiter that one, okay. Yeah, Brand Bone Spirit into Eviscerate is probably fine. We've even got a coin. Well, can we afford to do that? Yes, we can. I don't think he can kill us the turn after, so I would really like to Harrison here. Now we might draw into a prep or something. Can we... that's 5 damage on the board. I don't think he can deal 10 damage in 2 cards while overloaded. That's a relevant detail, because he can certainly deal 10 damage in 2 cards if he's not overloaded. I think that's an indication of him not running Doomhammer. And if he does, we'll be able to deal with it after we Reno, so that's probably okay. Coin, Shadow Step, nothing relevant. Let's pass. Alright, totems up. And what's happening? He's not trading? Still not trading, okay. Do we immediately Shadow Step the Reno, by the way? Is that a valid thing? We did draw the prep, so we can... That seems pretty sweet still. So we're doing this. And we're always doing this, right? And I think Reno will survive for a turn, so that's probably okay. We can Preparation Eviscerate, so that's probably a great idea. And I think that's enough for now. Could just be a concede right away, but...
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry.
Yes, it's a really aggressive Shaman deck, so... He's choosing to make some trades. That's pretty good for us. That is pretty good for us. Because I don't think he has a chance anymore in that case. Well, let's actually shiv this thing. Just clear the board. There we go. Could have actually played the Brand Bronze Spirit here. Would that have been better? I didn't even get to play the Shadow Stab, but yeah, against the aggressive Shaman deck, that's he doesn't really have a way out there, so I don't blame him. Well, this is proving to be quite amusing, actually. But we really did need to Reno there, or we would have been in a world of hurt. Could have been kind of awkward. We haven't really drawn into the Nazoth yet, or perhaps I just didn't notice.
Watch your back.
Alright, so what do we got? I have no need for any of these cards. Although against the warrior, I suppose I could keep the Harrison. I don't hate it. If it's a slower kind of warrior, then I think I'm okay with that. There's not much stuff I really think I need to use.
The pleasure is mine.
So yeah, it's probably fine. We're already on turn 2, so daggering up, sure. Gotta be mindful of a possible Harrison from my opponent too, so I would probably... Yeah, I don't hate just hitting his armor here. I've got not much else to do though. Yeah.
Here we go.
I don't know. Does he have the coin? He still has the coin, right? So I guess it doesn't matter right now. This turn doesn't matter yet. Yeah, slow start, unfortunately. He's coining something, so still no Harrison until the next turn. Do I backstab eviscerate that? Seems a little off. I can leave it around for one turn, but that doesn't really help. Could Shiv, doesn't really do anything. I could Azure Drake backstab Shiv, but that doesn't work without any other combos. I think I'm fine with just eviscerating this, although it's very, very slow, unfortunately. Not the biggest fan, but it's how we need to make things work. At least I can hit down his armor, so that's something, I guess. Yeah, unless I get a deadly poison, I think I want to keep my weapon at 1 charge at all times, starting next turn.
The end is coming!
Alright, well, I'm okay with that. I'll just attack your face again. I guess I could Shiv face. Do I really care about that? I guess I kinda don't. Do I care about the Azure Drake, or do I just want to cycle it? No, I don't think this is the matchup in which we want to cycle an Azure Drake. No, that seems kind of ridiculous. We could Shift face. Is that ridiculous? I don't think it's that ridiculous. Just cycling it here, getting rid of a little bit of armor. That's probably fine. Do we take the Zeril or the Tomb Pillager? I think I prefer the Zeril. We're not an auctioneer deck here. So that's okay. Yeah. Let's see what he comes up with, because he does have the initiative right now, which is a little awkward for us. But Azure Drake kind of deals with that, depending on how he deals with the Azure Drake, of course. But we'll see about that. I don't hate playing it here, and we could prep this. We could have prep the sprint, but that would have made the rest of the turn a little empty. I don't think we need to do that. There's multiple ways of getting rid of the Blood of Grave, assuming he hits into the Azure Drake, so that's fine. We can zero into SI7 agent. I think I like that one. Yeah, seems like the cleanest approach. So we get stealth. That's actually rather nice. And I don't mind hitting face just to reduce the armor count a little bit. We'll have plenty of time to dagger up, I think. Still not entirely sure about what deck we're facing, which is actually kind of funny. Oh well, the shield box should make that rather obvious, actually. I should have known. I should be aware of that. Do we want to destroy this weapon, or are we waiting for a Gore Howl? There's not always a Gore Howl in these decks. And it does save our Zeril, so I guess I'm okay with using it here. Means I don't have an answer to Gore Howl, and I guess I could Shadow Step it. If it survives. I don't want to do it this turn. But it's not going to survive this turn, is it? If I Shadow Step that, then what else do I do? I could stealth, I suppose. If I stealth Harrison, is that really strange? I think it's useful right now. Sure.
Here we go.
I think I'm okay with this. That makes it really awkward for him to deal with Harrison, and he might even consider daggering up again, which allows us to Shadow Step. So that could be pretty sweet, I think. There's another weapon. Okay. So yeah, don't hate that. I think, unless something really strange happens here. Can we deal with Sylvanas? That's another question. We can just slam Harrison into that thing. We don't have a better way to deal with that. We can stealth again, I suppose. We can't kill our own Sylvanas. That seems a bit too cute. What else? Yeah, there's really only hitting the Harrison into the Sylvanas, which I don't like, but it is... We don't have a good way to deal with it otherwise. So while I don't like wasting it like that, I kinda want to destroy his weapon first. We can just do the same thing again, can't we? I think I'd prefer just doing the same thing again.
That belongs in a museum.
And then giving it stealth again.
Here we
Getting face and hero power. That's 8 cards, is fine. We're taking 5 face damage, but we can deal with Sylvanas next turn. In the same fashion. So yeah, I'm fine with that. And I kinda just want to get rid of his weapon to reduce his efficiency a little bit. I did leave my dagger on 1 charge, which is a little awkward. And now he has a Ysera. But we have our own Sylvanas for that, so I like it. Alright, and we drew just the card we needed.
Here we go.
That was exactly the card I was looking for. That's really convenient. Alright, let's see how he deals with this. Because he has no armor. That's a rather important detail also. He's used both of his shield blocks. Okay, so he can armor up again. But that does mean... do we have a way... Well, we can use this guy and the Fan of Knives, I suppose. That's the only clean way we have to deal with that, right? Yeah. But that's probably fine. 2 minions on the field, I don't want to overload on that. But that seems okay. Burning through cards, it's not that much of a problem. And sure. Am I overdosing on cards? Not quite. No, not yet. I do have to be careful about that. Okay, we've got a Dream and a Nightmare. Those will both be useful, I think. Bashes that one, alright. Then he can armor up, and... he has a 7-6, alright. I'm gonna find a way to deal with his armor, because he's getting to the point where he can just shield slam that, and that would be a little unfortunate. Just don't overload on the board and we'll be fine. I'm not going to use this sprint, am I? I think I'm not, no.
Thank you.
Just don't let him get to the point where he can shield slam his Sarah. Do I care about his... Yeah, getting his armor as low as possible I think is beneficial. Alright, double Nightmare even, wow. That's some pretty disgusting burst we've got here. But with his tank up, he'll be able to survive a lot here. So he has to burn and execute here. That's good. If we're not luring out the brawls, we're never going to be able to play N'Zoth, though. That's actually kind of awkward. Oh, he is overloading our hand, but that's a little awkward. Hopefully we're not losing something too important. Oh, that's such a shame. That is actually a shame. Let's think about this. I can probably play this guy here. Maybe I should have played him last turn, actually. I could have made a new dagger with that. Let's see, we have 9 cards. Do we waste a coin? We're not drawing any cards at this point. It's probably fine. That is a card that I kind of hate to waste. That's actually a pity. Okay, does he actually deal with the squid face here? Doesn't seem like he does. But we're kind of running low on removal at this point. Let me think. We can just hit into that, right? Yeah, I suppose we could. Or any better way to do that? Not really, unfortunately.
I wonder.
We don't want to sprint in this matchup, do we? I don't think we do. So what do? I think we have to face check that Baron Gannon. That's kinda hurts. Does kinda hurt, doesn't it? But it's probably fine. If we can find a Reno reasonably soon, then I think I'm fine with that. Make sure to dagger up first. Yeah, the dagger is going to be useful, and not drawing any cards, it's fine. I would have really liked... Oh, there's an ooze, okay. Well, I was expecting a Harrison, but I guess an ooze also works. He's got a lot of armor by this stage, unfortunately. I guess we want Cairn to die before the brawl, right? Yes we do. Alright, let's coin this one, just to make sure it combos.
Here we go.
And just keep presenting a board of 2 minions. He'll have to brawl it eventually. Or he just burns through Cairn, and that's also okay. Okay, there's a Malkorok. Ooh, is that a Doomhammer? That's really nasty. That is actually really nasty. Because that's going to kill us in short order. Well... I don't have my Harrison anymore. Okay, so that's the thing that happens sometimes. Can we get rid of that thing? We can dream the Malkorok actually and play a taunt. How's that? I suppose that's okay. That's mildly okay. Sure. I think I'm okay with that. I could also Nightmare the Cairn, but that's a little awkward. I could sprint into Reno, but I don't think that's going to be the way to win this one. Yeah. Oh, but if I dream that, then that doesn't work anymore. That's actually really awkward. Again. Can we just taunt up? We might die if we do that, though. Can we kill that thing? Okay, I'll Nightmare. Sure. And we might die to a brawl still, but I think that's just going to be... Sure. Sure, it's okay. The Infested Tauren is awkward enough for him. Okay, so he's just attacking that twice. And I think we can Zoth and then Dream. That seems pretty good, right? I think that's pretty good. Don't hate it. But we are further into our... hardly. We're hardly further into our deck than he. But Grommash might still kill us, right? So do we really... Does Grommash kill us? Grommash plus Activator does kill us, right? So we kind of have to N'Zoth here. That's fine. That's fine. I don't mind N'Zothing here. Because it does give us a taunt. It does not give us a taunt. Wait, we might be dead now. Anyway... No. Maybe. Wait. That's awkward. I was really counting on that taunt here, but I guess we had too many minions here. Let's dream that one. Do we Nightmare something? I don't think that adds anything to the equation here. Okay, I'm afraid we might be dead here. If he has a Grommash and an Activator, but that's just going to be the way it is. I don't think preparation into Sprint would be the way to go here. So there's a Brawl, alright. So we get an Armor Smith. That means he doesn't kill us at the very least. Oh, we shouldn't have used the weapon there. Ah, that's okay. That's okay. We can still... We still have some cards here. As long as we use a couple of cards in one turn, then I think I'm okay with this. Should I include a Vanish in this deck? That seems really off. No, I don't think that can be correct. So, N'Zoth again? He pretty much always has the second draw, doesn't he? Let's just try and lure out the second draw.
Funnel cake.
Is that enough? Oh, I can make a pretty... Oh, that's not a battle cry, unfortunately. Yeah, but if he brawls, then N'Zoth is going to wreck him, right? So I guess this is good enough. We can hit him for 7, so he can't shield slam that anymore. I think that's important enough. It may seem like wasting the weapon, but if I can bring down his armor low enough, then he can't shield slam the... Oh, no, he can. He actually can. I was kind of miscounting that one. Maybe I thought Edwin would be a slight bit bigger. I could have preparation that turn, actually. Oh. Okay, so he doesn't have an activator then. That's awkward for him. That is actually really awkward for him in that case, because I still have this nightmare. So that's pretty good. We're not getting any closer to... that's a sweet card, though. Alright, let's do this. We probably Nightmare Bane, right? Yeah. I think we... Oh, hey, that's a card. What is he afraid of? Is he seriously out of win conditions or something? I was really worried that entire time about losing, but well, I guess I appreciate that. All right, hope you enjoyed this deck. I'll be playing a little bit more of this, I think, because I enjoyed my time with this deck. Would definitely recommend. You can pretty much do whatever you want with a deck like this. We didn't really get to play with the Shadowcaster, unfortunately, but we did have some fun with the other cards, and we made some pretty sweet moves, I'd say. He did know I still had the N'Zoth in hand, I guess, so... that might explain why he didn't see himself winning that game anymore. And he knew the Reno was coming, so I guess, yeah, I don't blame him. Alright, well, in each case, hope to see you again tomorrow. If you have any ideas on which deck I should be playing this month still, leave a comment below and I'll see if I can check it out soon. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow.